Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on Deal Compliance and Payroll Solution for Global Teams. I am Nishu, your host from Nonstop Hiring.
And I'm Samantha, your co host, and we're truly excited to have all of you joining us today. Whether you are an HR professional, a recruiter, a startup founder, a business owner, or just someone interested in global workforce management, this session is designed to help you understand how companies today are simplifying international hiring and payroll operations using Deal. Through this session, we'll be exploring the challenges of global hiring, how Deal simplifies payroll and workforce management, a walkthrough of the Deal platform, real business use cases, and finally a live Q&A session. I encourage everyone to stay till the end because we'll also be discussing practical insights that businesses can apply immediately while scaling globally. So, let's get started.
Over the last few years, the workplace has changed dramatically. Earlier, companies mostly hired employees locally. Businesses were limited by geography, but today things are completely different. A company based on India and can hire a software developer from Germany, a marketing expert from Canada, a graphic designer from Brazil, a virtual assistant from the Philippines, and all of them can work together remotely. This shift towards remote and distributed workforce has opened massive opportunities for companies worldwide. Businesses can now access global talent, reduce hiring limitations, build diverse teams, scale operation faster, operate across multiple countries. But while global hiring sounds exciting, it also creates serious operational challenges. And this is where many companies struggle. Now, let's understand the real problem companies face when hiring internationally. When businesses expand globally, they suddenly need manage different labor laws. Every country has its own employment regulations. Payroll complexity. Different countries follow different salary structures, taxes, deductions, and payment schedules. Compliance risk. One wrong contract or payroll mistake can create legal issues. Currency challenges. Paying employees in multiple currencies becomes difficult. Contractor misclassifications. Many businesses accidentally classify employees incorrectly as contractor. Manual HR operations. Managing onboard contractors, payroll, documentation manually becomes overwhelming. Imagine handling payroll separately for employees in 10 different countries every month. That means different payroll dates, different tax system, different compliance rules, different employee benefits, different documentation requirements. This consumes huge amount of time and resources. Many HR teams still rely on spreadsheets, email, local vendors, which increases errors and delays. And honestly, this is one of the biggest reasons companies start looking for centralized platforms like Deel. Now, let's officially talk about. Deel is a global workforce management platform that helps businesses hire, onboard, pay, and manage international employees and contractors while staying compliant with local laws. In simple words, Deel acts as a bridge between companies and global talent. Instead of businesses struggling with international payroll and compliance manually, Deel simplifies the entire process through one centralized platform. Now, let's look at one major service Deel provides. First, global payroll. Deal allows businesses to manage payroll for international employees and contractors from a single dashboard. This includes salary payments, tax handling, currency conversion, payroll reports, automated calculations. Instead of managing separate payroll vendors in every country, companies can centralize everything. Second, employer of record, EOR. This is one of Deel's most powerful features. Suppose a company wants to hire an employee in another country but doesn't have a legal entity there. Normally, setting up a legal entity takes time, money, and legal documentations, compliance setups. With Deal service, companies can legally hire employees internationally without opening their own entity in their country. Deal handles employment contractors, local companies' payroll, and benefits legal documentations. This helps businesses expand globally much faster. Third, contractor management. Many businesses work with freelancers and contractors worldwide. Deal helps companies create compliant contracts, send payment internationally, manage invoices, handle tax forms, reduce contractor classification risk. This become extremely useful for setups and remote first companies. Fourth, HR and workforce management. Deal also supports employee onboarding, workforce records, HR workflows, time of management reporting, and analytics. So, instead of using multiple separate tools, businesses can manage operations from one platform. Now, let's move to the platform. If your screen is visible, my screen is visible. Now, everyone, let's quickly explore the Deal platform together. As soon as you visit the homepage of, you will notice that the platform focuses strongly and simplifying global work. The homepage itself communicates global hiring, payroll management, compliance automation, workforce management. At the top navigation bar, we can see major categories such as global payroll, EOR services, contractor managements, HR managements, immigration supports, and workforce planning. One thing I personally appreciate is how clean and user-friendly the interface looks. This platform is designed for businesses of all sizes. Now, let's click to the global payroll section. Deal explains how businesses can run payroll operations for teams across multiple countries and through one centralized system. This helps HR and finance teams save time and reduce manual errors. Key features include automated payroll processing, multi-country payroll system, tax calculations, payroll compliance, centralized reporting. This becomes especially useful for companies growing internationally. Now, moving to the contractor management. This section helps businesses onboarding and manage freelancer or contractor globally. Companies can generate contractors, send invoices, approve payments, track contractor information, and everything remains organized in one dashboard. Now, let's move to the employer of record. So, this services is useful when companies want to hire employees internationally. Without establishing a legal entity, Deal acts as a legal employer while the employee work for the company operationally. This dramatically simplify international expansions. Okay, now next move to the Deal APR. Now, if we will explore the dashboard area, businesses can view payroll summaries, payment schedules, compliance updates, workforce analytics. This centralized visibility helps leaderships teams make faster decisions.
Okay, so now let's discuss why many businesses choose Deal over traditional methods. First off, faster hiring. Companies can onboard international workers quickly. There's also reduced compliance risks, meaning Deal helps businesses follow country specific labor laws. Thirdly, time saving. Automation reduces repetitive manual work. Fourthly, centralized operations. Payroll, contracts, onboarding, and workforce management happens all in one place. And finally, better employee experience. Employees and contractors receive smoother onboarding and timely payments. Okay, so now let's also discuss some real world situations. Suppose a startup in India wants to hire developers from Europe and designers from South America. Without Deal, they would need legal entities, separate payroll systems, and compliance experts. But with Deal, hiring becomes faster. Payroll is centralized and compliance becomes manageable. Let's look at another example. A marketing agency working with global freelancers can use Deal to manage contracts, automate payments, handle invoices, manage documentation. All of this saves HR or human resource massive administrative effort. Another example we can see could be of a growing tech company with employees in multiple countries. Now they can use Deal for payroll automation, HR reporting, compliance tracking, employee management. All of this improves operational efficiency significantly. The future of work is definitely global. Companies today are no longer restricted by office locations. Remote work has changed hiring forever, and this is why platforms like Deal are becoming increasingly important. Businesses want systems that combine hiring, payroll, compliance, HR management, workforce planning, all in one connected system.
So, before we conclude today's webinar, let's quickly summarize the key takeaways. Today, we learned that global hiring is growing rapidly. Payroll and compliance management are major challenges. Deal simplifies international hiring and workforce operations. Businesses can manage payroll, contractors, employees, and compliance from one platform. Automation helps companies save time, reduce risk, and scale globally faster. Thank you everyone for joining today's session hosted by Nonstop Hiring, and thank you to Deal for providing innovative global workforce solutions.
Thank you so much to our host Nish for such an insightful session on Deal. We really appreciate you for breaking all of that down for us. We're gonna open the floor for the Q&A session. If you have a question, please go ahead and raise your hands and we'll get right to you.
That was such an insightful session. So I have a question, and that is that how does Deal handle compliance updates across different countries?
Okay, so Deal continuously monitors local labor laws, tax regulations, and payroll requirements across multiple countries. The platform automatically updates contracts, compliance workforce, and payroll processes according to local regulations. This helps companies reduce legal risks and stay compliant while hiring globally. I hope that answers your question.
Sure, well, thank you.
Yeah. Hi. So, what kind of industries benefit the most from using Deal's service?
Okay, so many industries benefit from Deal, especially companies with remote or distributed teams. This includes IT and software companies, startups and tech firms, marketing and agencies, consulting businesses, e commerce companies, recruitment agencies, creative and design teams. Any company hiring international talent can benefit from Deals, payroll, and compliance solution. I hope that you got the answer.
Also, guys, if your question has been answered, you can put your hands down.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So my question was to how long does it take for international boarding usually?
The onboarding timeline depends on the country and the employment type, but Deal is designed to make the process faster than the traditional international hiring methods. In many cases, contractors can be onboarded very quickly. Full-time employees onboarding through EOR may take a few days depending on documentation and local compliance requirements.
Thank you.
So my question is, how does Deal simplify multi-currency payroll?
Okay, so Deel allows businesses to process payroll payments in multiple countries through one centralized platform. Employees and contracted can receive payments in their preferred currencies and payment methods, while companies manage everything from a single dashboard. This simplifies global payroll operations and improve payment efficiency. I hope you got the answer.
Hi, my question is, what is the difference between EOR and contractor management?
Okay, so as you can see, EOR is the record of the employer. So the employer who works in this, their record will be in this platform and it will be secured. And the next one was
Contracting
Okay, so
management.
EOR and contractor management. EOR is used when a company wants to hire a full-time employee in another country without opening a legal entity there. So, Deal legally employs the worker on behalf of the company. A contractor management, on the other hand, is for freelancers or independent contractors. So, Deal helps businesses create compliant contracts, manage invoices, and process international payment securely.
Okay, thanks.
Hi, I just wanted to ask how Deel supports companies scaling into multiple countries.
Deel provides a centralized platform where business can hire, onboard, pay, and manage workers from different countries without setting up separate legal entities everywhere. So, this allows companies to expand globally faster while maintaining compliance and operational control from one dashboard.
Thank you. I had this question. Can Deal integrate with existing HR or accounting software?
Yes, of course. Deal supports integration with several HR, payroll, accounting, and workforce management tools. These integrations help businesses automate workflow, reduce manual data entry, and improve operational efficiency between teams like HR and even finance.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi. So I just wanted to ask, what are the biggest payroll mistakes companies make during global expansion?
okay. So some common mistakes includes misclassifying employees and contractors, ignoring local tax regulations, missing payroll deadlines, using non-compliant contractors, and managing payroll manual through spreadsheets, not understanding country-specific labor laws. This mistake can lead to penalties, legal issues, and employee dissatisfactions. Platforms like Deal help reduce this risk through automation and compliance support. Okay, next.
We have Jyoti.
Oh, yes. So my question is, what trends are shaping the future of global workforce management?
Can you repeat your question?
Yeah. So my question is, what trends are shaping the future of global workforce management?
Okay. So, some major trends include growth of remote and hybrid work, global hiring and without geographical limitations, increasing focus on compliance automations, and centralized workforce management platforms, AI-driven HR and payroll operations, flexibility workforce and models using contractors and freelancers, faster digital onboarding process. Companies are now looking for all-in-one solutions that combine hiring, payroll, HR, and compliance into one platform, which is exactly where Deal positions itself strongly.
Thank you.
Okay.
I think Samriddhi also had a question.
Yes, good evening, everyone. So, my question is that how secure is payroll and employee data on the platform?
So, Deal focuses heavily on data security and privacy. The platform uses a secure system and compliance standards to protect employee informations, payroll data, contracts, and financial transactions. This is especially important for companies managing sensitive international workforce informations.
Okay, thank you.
Guys, I think that's it for the questions. Thank you all so much for taking the time to join us today. We truly appreciate you sharing your time and insights and energy, especially during this Q&A session. That brings us to the end of today's webinar. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to us through email or on our social channels. Thank you once again for everything.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.